Welcome to North Carolina Wine TV. I'm your co-host, Kip Bodner.
And I'm your other co-host, Jeff Cohen, and we're here drinking some North Carolina wine.
Who wants some dry muscadine on a Tuesday? These guys.
Yeah.
That's what we're tackling it today.
That's right. North Carolina wine used to be all about muscadine.
It's true. The muscadine grape is the original grape in North Carolina,
Yeah.
so still a lot of the wineries in the state make muscadine. We review muscadine wine a lot on the program.
Mm-hmm.
We've reviewed quite a few, and today we're trying a wine from Vineyards on the Scuppernong.
Yep.
Which is, I forget where North Carolina this is. It's over towards the coast, Columbia, North Carolina,
Right.
over towards the coast.
Yeah, about 2 hours. 2 hours east of Raleigh.
And what you'll see is there are some wineries like Vineyard on the Scuppernong, Cypress Bend, Dennis Vineyard that produce only muscadine wines.
Mm-hmm.
But they may produce 10 to 15 different types of muscadine wine. And so today, for example, the Vineyard on the Scuppernong always has the same label, but the name of the wine changes down here. And which wine are we having today?
We're having the Tyrrell.
The Tyrrell, or however you want to say it, depending what part of the South you're from.
That's true. In eastern North Carolina, it probably is
Tyrrell. But in here it's Tyrrell.
That's right.
Tyrrell, or whatever the hell it is. But
it's dry red.
This is a dry red muscadine wine. They have a sweet to dry meter on the back, and they are putting this clear over on the dry side. So we're expecting this to be a pretty dry, what Jeff Cohen would call light red muscadine wine, I believe.
And what Kip Bodner would call a pink wine.
I would say this is red muscadine, is what I would actually call this. But what we're going to do, we're going to check this wine out. We're going to see what it smells like, see what it tastes like. I will say, we'd love comments below. Let us know what you think of muscadine wine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you drink a lot of muscadine wine? Not a lot?
Yeah, there are a lot of muscadine fans in North Carolina, but they're generally used to the sweet muscadine wine. So dry muscadine wine, it's a very different kind of thing.
If you've had or like dry muscadine, leave a comment below, or you can leave us a comment over on Facebook, Twitter, anything.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the sidebar. Subscribe on iTunes if you want this show delivered straight to you. It's pretty sweet. You should check it out. Let's smell what a dry muscadine, red muscadine smells like. All right, okay. So there's some complexity to this one here.
Mm-hmm.
I smell sawdust.
Okay.
Some distinct sawdust, a little bit of alcohol, and the alcohol is almost like a rubbing alcohol, more than a traditional like wine alcohol smell, and then there's just like straight up grape juice smell here. What are you getting?
Well, you're not describing any of the muscadine smell, sort of what...
Right, the burnt rubber band smell,
what
I like to do.
What you call burnt rubber, but is frequently very earthy, very, it's a very distinctive smell and flavor of muscadine, and there's some of that.
There is some of that, but it's kind of in a different form.
Mm-hmm.
The burnt rubber, to me, today is transformed into sawdust because it's a very dry, musky smell, and it's very woodsy. Where the burnt rubber to me is more earthy smelling, if that makes sense, more like of a hot, dry clay kind of smell. This is more of like a sandy, sawdusty kind of smell. Okay. So that's where I sit on the nose of this wine.
Yeah, and definitely a big grape juice.
Yeah,
grape juice
it kind of smells like you went out to your workshop, you got some sawdust, then you poured some rubbing alcohol, then you poured some Welch's. That's what it kind of smells like. Do you think?
Shaken, not stirred.
Yes, shaken up. But isn't that kind of what it smells like?
I'm still not getting the sawdust. But.
Oh, okay, I'm telling you. There's some distinct sawdust here. Yeah, and there is. And there's almost like a vanilla wafer or some type of like sweet cookie kind of action happening on the nose of this. So I can't kind of put my finger on it.
Okay.
Want to give this a try?
Yeah,
I'm
let's
serving
try.
this ever so slightly chilled. It's dry.
very dry.
It's creeping dry, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, and what's so odd is it has such a grape juice smell that as you're sipping it, you think it's going to be sweet, and you go, "Wow, that's dry."
I mean, it almost has a dryness that almost like tickles the tip of your tongue. And it kind of, again, because of the smell and everything, you feel like it's going to be sweet, and it doesn't. And it's not really dry until it gets to the very back of your mouth, and then it just kind of creeps down the back of your mouth in a really dry way. That being said, very well made wine.
It is
very well made wine, very balanced. If you're a fan of muscadine wine and dry wines, this is definitely where your boat should be headed. I'm getting some tart cranberries on the front of this.
There is some
tartness. Like tart cranberries, like some tart red fruit, tart cranberries or cherries, something like that.
And I would say that this is a wine, if you're not really sure about muscadine and you like dry wine, this is a good wine to try.
Good crossover wine.
Yeah.
This would be a good food wine too. So actually, also, I don't really advocate of the. I'm kind of a purist. I kind of like my wine just like this. But this would be a good like sangria wine or like a kind of mix. Like this would be good with fruit and different thing. I mean, this could be a very versatile wine in terms of what it is. Flavor standpoint, it's really good. It's not too dry.
No,
it's dry, but it's not tannic. There's no bitterness. Very well made. A little kind of hollow in the middle for me. It kind of. I wish I had another punch of flavor.
Right.
After that initial kind of tart cranberry, whatever that is, I wish it had a little something else before the finish.
Yeah.
Kind of dives off of that.
Right. I would agree. There's not a middle.
Yeah, it's kind of hollow in the middle.
Yeah, hollow in the middle.
I think that's a good way of putting it. Very well made wine. Kudos to them. They did a great job making this wine. What would you rate it? Would you recommend it? What would you do here?
I would recommend it for someone
who likes dry wine or muscadine wine or both, especially both. If you like dry muscadine wine, this is you, buddy. Go hit this up. It's
I'm in the area of about a 3.
I was saying 3.5. I mean, I'm probably tempted to go 3.5 if I could talk you to it. I don't know.
I think you can. I mean, it's a good solid wine.
More than any other muscadine, the initial fruit flavor was very pronounced to me. And it's not overly musky.
Right.
It's a very approachable muscadine wine that starts off really well and really only loses points for me on the second half of the finish. So I mean, that's kind of where I'm at on the 3.5 range here.
Well, and we know that this may be more widely available than some other wines because we actually got this wine from Whole Foods in Durham.
Yes.
They provided us this wine to try.
To try and review on the show.
Yeah.
They're big fans of the dry muscadine. And
right.
I think it's a really good example of what North Carolina muscadine is. And we've had a lot of great examples of it.
Yeah.
But I would definitely, especially if you want a fan of dry muscadine, I would seek this one out. That's all. I think so. 3.5.
Yeah, I think it sounds like we're at a 3.5 then.
Well, it's been a good Tuesday. Go get some muscadine, and we'll see you next time.
And here's to the Old North State.